Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and like I said in the last video, I am going to follow it up with my own deck profile. This is going to be the KidKu list that I got second place with at the same store regional that my friend got first place with Cell. We actually faced off in the finals, and it was a pretty cool day. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. A lot of people are asking about this list as well as the Cell list, and so here we go. I'm going to go into the list, break down plays, really dive into depth on it, and give you guys something that normally I would try to keep in like the Patreon section of the Discord. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more Dragon Ball Super Fusion World content, and if you're looking for places to buy Dragon Ball Super Fusion World product, check out Hyper Beam Cards. Alright, let's hop into it. Okay, so I piloted KidKu actually to second place in that store regional. I lost to my buddy at the very last round, but I basically chose KidKu because when I was testing for set 6, at the beginning of every set, like actually before the set comes out, as soon as we get full spoilers, I kind of just start testing all these decks, right? And the ones that show me the most promise, I keep testing them. And I keep refining the list until I find the decks that I want to play. And this is how I get to my tier list and stuff like that. Like, I do want to put hands on every single deck before I am actually able to speak on it. But I felt like KidKu was like 90, I don't know, probably like 75-80% of the way there. He was just missing something. And so I ended up tabling him because there was just no reason to play him over Daima Vegeta. There was no reason to play him over Halo Ku. And so I was like, okay, maybe later. Maybe he'll get some support. But then we got the manga booster, and I was like, yes, there has to be something here. And sure enough, we got a lot of stuff for him that kind of takes the deck, I think, to the next level and able to be played and on a competitive setting. So right here, I actually have the leader. He's pretty basic. On the front, he is going to just draw one when he attacks, and then he's going to flip over at 4 or less. On the back, once per turn, you can discard a card, and the next extra that you play with a cost 2 or less is going to be free. And so that allows you to start making some really cool combos. You're essentially playing 2 over curve for the cost of 1 card in your hand. And then we're going to get to the deck because there's a lot of routes to explain here. So first we'll go through these cards and then we'll talk about the routes. So the first thing we have here, 4 cantrip Trunks. He is going to just draw a card, of course, but every cantrip, every 1 cost in this deck has a lot more value because you can bounce it back to the hand with crossarm dive and then replay it. So yeah, that's going to be the Trunks there. Then I've got the announcers. He's going to search my top 4 for a non-announcer world tournament card with a cost of 4 or less. He's also going to be recycled constantly. And then you actually have the Chi-Chis. Chi-Chis are new. They're going to discard a card, and then they're going to discard an extra card and then draw 2. These are deeper filters, but they also just kind of round out the number of 1-drops that I have, because I always want to start off the game playing a 1-drop. Always, no matter what. And then later in the game, they still keep so much value. Then the last of the 1-drop package is Giran. This guy doesn't plus me anything, but he generally takes off a card from your board, and he can also come into play later when I'm trying to tear through your combo power on board. So that's pretty cool. After we go over the 1-drops, there's a total of 14 of them. We actually start going over to our 3-drops. This is Nam. Nam, just when you play him via an effect, or when you play him, you can add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then if this card was played by an effect, you just actually draw another card, so, or a skill. So basically, if you crossarm down this guy off, or you can just draw a card from the top of your deck and take a life. This is Nam, who makes the crossarm dive a special move, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, he's my second worst target for the crossarm dive, and that is the whole thing. Crossarm dive drops 3 costs, so that's pretty much what we got there. Then you have this Goku. Now this Goku is from the manga set. He is actively insane. He is a 3-cost, 25k power, 5k combo power. On play, if your leader has World Tournament in their special traits, choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 2 or less in your opponent's battle area and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. Then draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards from your hand. When attacking, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. So this card is nasty. He comes down. he can get rid of things like Videls. He can get rid of things like anything pretty much androids want to leave on the board to stack up for later, swing with later. Anything Cell wants to leave on the board to get off the board later. He gets rid of so many combo power pieces like Nappas for shallots and whatnot. Any kind of cantrips you have there. He's just extremely good at getting those bodies out the way. And there's a lot of good 2 costs in the game that he can just clear. Then on top of that, like yeah, even cantrips for like Majin Buu decks that want to keep him up. But then on top of that, he's also going to draw 2 and discard 2, allowing you to dig so deep into your deck. And then on top of that, he is going to be able to fill up your drop with extra cards, which Tien can just get back later. So he's really just an all-around good card, and he self-awakens. You attack, he takes a card. If he survives, you're going to get another card from your life, allowing you to awaken extremely fast in this deck. The next 3-drop is going to be Jackie Chun. Jackie Chun, when he comes into play, you can take up to 1 life, but then outside of that, the other thing you're going to do is at the end of the turn, if you use an extra card that costs 2 or more, right? Or sorry, 1 or more during this turn, you draw 1 card. So if you were to play out something with, if you play out this with crossarm dive, much like SS4, when you use an energy marker to play him and he gets the draw at the end of the turn, this guy's going to get the draw at the end of the turn if you crossarm dived him out. And this makes a lot of cool plays. So this is my core of cards that's actually going to bring back stuff. Or sorry, bring back the advantage, press, get played out. Very, very, very good bunch of cards. Now we have, and actually just to let you guys know, like, yeah, I'll go over that later in the video. Then you've actually got the Great Apes. Now, I wasn't too high on these at first. They're a 4-cost, 25k, 10k combo power, permanent your turn. If your leader has World Tournament and its special traits, and you have an extra with a cost of 2 or more in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2, making it a 2-drop. And then when KO'd, you can get any card with a cost of 3 or less from your drop to your hand. Not an extra, not a World Tournament card, any card. That is insane. And then I think that really this card shines so hard against red and yellow, and I'll explain that later as well. The other 4 drops that I have in this deck are going to be TNs. When set 6 came out, I was playing this deck more like a normal blue deck that just had insane shotgun potential, and so I didn't like TNs in the deck. However, now that this deck is really its own, it's not trying to fit peel off in it, it's not trying to do normal blue things, this guy is actually insane. I almost want to see 2 of this card every single game, and you really do because of all the dig and all the search. Just being able to play him, get back 2 extra cards, and discard the one you don't want and use the one you do want for free is crazy. Having him recycle your tech extras is awesome, and then it also allows you to just, with reckless abandon, discard cards, extra cards with the Goku, as well as the Chi-Chi over here. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, you can't play this deck without the craziest closer of all time. You got the Goku. Now, I know what some people are thinking. I just flashed like pretty much all the Altart cards, and then I just played this. Now, I am still working on getting Altart 3-draw Goku to the manga set, but it's new. It just came out, so bear with me. But yeah, this card is insane. Everybody knows how strong this is, doubling cards, but I feel like he just gets even more value here, and then it just becomes dumb stupid. When you play him, the next extra card you play with a cost of 2 or less is going to be doubled. And in this case, you're making those cards free, so you can do quite a lot. Then I've got 4 launches. That's just the super combos. The manga super combos looks really, really good. And yeah, we don't really got to explain super combos. And then we got to go for the spread. Most important extra in the deck is crossarm dive. Crossarm dive is amazing. And essentially what we have here is that you play this card for 2 or for free. You bounce a 1-drop to your hand, and then, well, you bounce a 3 or less card to your hand, but then you play a 3 or less World Tournament. So the crossarm dive makes a very, very interesting engine in the deck. It's what I was trying to build the deck on when I saw it come out originally in set 6, and unfortunately it just wasn't working there. But the economy that you do is, let me put all these out so you can just kind of understand how this one works. It all comes out to this. If I'm going first or second, what I like to end up doing is playing out one of these cards. Trunks, draw one. Announcer, try to search for crossarm dive or one of the targets for crossarm dive. Chi-Chi, discard an extra card, draw two. Because at the end of the day, when I play any of these, next turn, if this cantrip is still on the board, I can activate crossarm dive, bounce it back, and play out a Goku. Bottom deck what you played out last turn, draw two, discard two, and then he's going to awaken when he swings. Or I can play out a Jackie Chun. He's going to take a life, and at the end of the turn, since I crossarm dived him out, he's going to take another life, or he's going to draw another card off the top of my deck. And then you also can play out Nam if you have absolutely nothing left. Take a life, draw a card. Same amount of advantage as Jackie Chun. He's just not going to be able to draw that card every turn. And then if you have nothing else, you can play out the ape if you wanted to. But in that case, I almost wouldn't do it because the ape could be just played for two. There's no reason to crossarm dive it unless you really want to protect the cantrip for later. So this becomes actually the engine of the deck. Because like, let's say right here, I start off and I have crossarm dive and announcer, but I don't have a target for crossarm dive. You can end up playing announcer and I'll be like, okay, I'll pick up Goku from the top of my deck. After doing that, next turn, if he survives, we'll crossarm dive it back to the hand, play out Goku. Bottom deck something, draw two, discard two. We're getting closer to other pieces and we'll swing here. All right. If we at any point in the one card we got from our life, one card we got from our leader, two cards we got from this guy, pick up another crossarm dive, the following turn, we can play out another cantrip, draw one, so he just replaced himself, crossarm dive, bring it back to hand, so we still are cruising for hand. Play out Jackie Chun, take another life, we are still break even, end of turn, this guy draws. We are officially +1 for the turn. That's just really how the deck works. And then on top of that, you're able to constantly keep using these same cantrips. So that allows you to charge ones you don't need because you're going to juggle these on and off the board. And eventually you get to the point where you play TNs and you get these back. There was a lot of cool stuff, and we'll talk about some of the stuff I did in the matchups later. For the rest of my extras, I have Sinister Sickle. I have two of these because this deck has a removal problem, and so being able to see Sinister Sickle remove two bodies at once is just very, very good for the deck. It's exactly what you want to be doing, and you can always get it back with TN. But most of the time, a lot of people are playing value bodies, and then there's also decks like Broly BR that exist. So I play 3 Absolute Lightnings. Once again, you can discard these cards with Chi-Chi. You can use them when Jackie Chun's on the field to get another card. And then, yeah, that's just really, really nice. Then you've got one of the new cards, Kamehameha Full Power. Or yeah, this card is insane. So basically, activate battle your turn if your leader has a world tournament and its special traits, and your card that's in battle gains 25k power for the battle. Then choose all battle cards at the cost of 2 or less in your opponent's battle area, and you just put them at the bottom of the owner's deck in a random order. So this gets around a lot of stuff. I didn't know if I'd see Halo Ku this weekend, so I wanted to have these two here just so that I can play Halo or play against Halo Ku and be able to get rid of their entire board to the bottom of the deck. It's just very good. Also, when you need to press through damage and they have lots of cantrips or 10Ks on board, you can also use this to just drop them as well. And then the last extra card here is Scissors Paper Rock, probably one of the best cards in the deck. It's also one of the well, for closing at least, it's also just flat out just dumb, because when you're going for game here, like if you get down to somebody or get down to 2 life, them to 2 life, and you're at 5, you could play this guy, use your leader effect, swing with this, combo your entire hand until you only have 1 or 2, 3 cards left, and then play out rock scissors paper or scissors rock paper for free. And then what he's gonna do is activate twice because of the secret rare's effect, and activate battle. The cards that are in battle gain 25k power for the battle, and then draw. If you have 7 or less in hand, draw 1. But then it activates again, giving you another 25, and then you're going to draw a second one, allowing you to go up 50 and then draw 2 in the process on top of the shotgun you've already had. So just to go around, I played, my rounds were in order. I played SSB Vegeta, then I played Android, shout out to Greaves, then I played Goku Black, and then I played my homie Sensei at table 1 for the finals with his red cell. And just to give you guys how those matchups went, yellow Goku or yellow Vegeta, it's a little rough because you really just have to kind of race them. I don't think he had the manga cards fully slotted in his deck because I didn't see like a Bobbity Barrier Boo combo. But we just basically traded cards, and then eventually I knew I just had to pretty much gas. I think I had 6 cards left in deck, and I counted until I realized I could pretty much do everything. So what I ended up doing was swinging with my leader, and I think I put him up to 60, 65, or 70. It was one of them. I had a huge hand, and my opponent used Results of Training and then a super and then a couple other cards in hand and got out of it. But that left him with 4 cards in hand. After he had 4 cards in hand, I played Trunks, and it was really important that he tapped one for Results, because Results was able to I was afraid of Hell Rakshasa, but once he went down to 2 energy, I was like, bet, we are not getting Hell Rakshasa. So I played Trunks and I drew one. After playing Trunks and drawing one, I played the secret rare, putting the double, like, of the double spell count, double extra count, and then I used my leader's effect. I swung with Trunks, and I activated Scissors Rock Paper, and so it activates twice because of the secret rare, making Trunks at 55, and I drew 2. He took it because he only had 4 cards in hand with 1 energy up, and then I swung with Goku, and I put the rest of my hand on Goku, and that was the end of the game. So that was actually pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Then I played against, and also shout out to him, he made top 4 later in the match. He won out. So then I played against androids, and when I played against androids, that was unfortunately a matchup where this is a very aggressive blue deck, or at least can be very aggressive, and being a deck that can't really start affecting the board really until you can drop 6-drop androids was not a good matchup. I won the die roll. I was able to go second. And when I was able to go second, it was just absolutely disgusting. Like, I opened up, I think, like, I opened up snapped. I think I opened up like this or something like that. I know I had these cards in my opening hand. And androids don't really have, like, a lot of interaction, like I said. So my first turn was able to be like, attack with my leader, draw a card, play out Trunks, draw a card, pass. He swings with his leader, gives me a card from life. Cool. My next turn, charge, play crossarm dive to get my Trunks back, play out Goku, bottom deck his cantrip to get it out of the way, draw 2, discard 2, swing with my leader, swing with this guy. That's all he can do. Then he swings into, he plays some stuff to try to get his searches out. He swings into my Goku, and I think he might have actually played out Lab, I think, on curve. I think he played out Lab on curve, and then he swung into my Goku and just let it fizzle. Well, now I was able to go over here and swing with my leader, draw another card, swing with Goku. I've already taken his first leader swing, I think I took, or something like that. I think I took his first leader swing. And then I also took a life off of this Goku, and I took another life off this Goku. So at this point, I'm seeing Giga cards. I played out Trunks AN to draw. I activated Crossarm Dive, and I end up playing out Jackie Chun. And I ended up swinging in, getting a good draw at the end of the turn, and that's just already putting out the swings. He did try to warm greeting me because he was trying to get some of the pressure off, and he was already kind of seeing the writing on the wall. But the warm greeting actually was insane, because once I got the warm greeting, I went up to 4 energy, which allowed me to charge to 5. And 5 energy allowed me to play TN, get back, cross-arm dive and something else. And I was already awake at this point. Get back, cross-arm dive and something else. And then I was able to, with my 5th energy, play out Trunks again, draw a card, cross-arm dive it, get out another swing, and it was just gross. I think by the time he got to 10 energy, looking for, well, he got to 9 energy, and he tapped Lab for 10. He was at 1 life, and even if he played Broly, I would just have, like, I had, like, 13 cards in. The point is, I don't think Android's a good matchup versus it. Android's a little too slow for this deck. Then I played against Goku Black, and Goku Black was a really, really, really cool deck. I was very, very surprised my opponent was able to get that deck up to 2-0 and then just, like, you know, still be competing with it. We went back and forth. I don't think they drew their gas. They drew all their defense, but not their gas. And so between Girins and Gokus, I was able to pick apart the board. There was a point where there was like 2 Pilafs and a Marin towards the later part of the game, I believe. and I was able to play out Giran, bottom deck a peel off, crossarm dive to put this back, play out Goku, bottom deck the other peel off, replay out the Giran, bottom deck the Marin, and it was just like 3 peel offs got bottom deck that game, and it was just kind of like rough to kind of work around. So I was able to kind of do that. And then I played against Sensei with his cell list, and that was actually a pretty strong like game. He can control my 1-drops really well, and so I can't rely on playing one out and just hoping it. Like, if he doesn't open up Android 18, he doesn't open up Android 18, but I have to just know that I'm probably not doing my turn 2 crossarm dive the way I want to. But I actually found that against red that will minus them, or yellow, my best opener against them is to use Chi-Chi and discard an extra card, and then hopefully have Ape or draw into Ape, because then if they get rid of Chi-Chi, or if they get rid of Chi-Chi, I have the ability to just tap 2 next turn and play Ape, and that early in the game, they can minus it and swing over it, but they're generally not just going to minus it to 0 at that point of the game. So I can start harassing with the Great Ape and pressing with that, and then if they don't get rid of Chi-Chi, I can just crossarm dive like normal. So that's pretty much that. It came down to me going in for a shotgun, and he had a blocker up that prevented me from going in with my double strike. I went in with a TN, and I was able to get there because the TN was already in the field, and he did not want to risk it blocking it with the double strike looming and him being at like 2 life. So he ended up going because I piled on the TN, I think, to 50 or 60. So then I played the secret rare, and I swung, and he blocked it immediately, of course. And then on his last life, I swung with my leader. I think he had like 12 or 13 cards in hand. I swung with my leader. I drew into an absolute lightning. I played out the scissors, paper, rock, and I drew into 2 other extras. And so I got only up to 95 on my shotgun, and he got to, 90 flat on my shotgun. He got up to 95 with 25k more in hand. So it just like, that wasn't in my favor. I checked the deck. I was a little on tilt. I checked the deck. I had, including the 3 I drew, I had 7 zeros, 7 10Ks, and 9 5Ks. So I was a little sad that that happened that way, but it is what it is. I was really happy to lose to my bro if it was going to be anybody there. And so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm enjoying this deck. I have a lot of changes to make post ban list, but I think that this is going to be the deck I take to Roanoke, I think. I'm just having too much fun with it right now. And for me, that's what it's all about. Like, if I find that this just cannot beat yellow, sure, I'll probably have to make a switch. But I'm having a lot of fun with this. And also the yellow mirror match feels abysmal. I do not like it. So we might still just rock with this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. This is clearly, like, I've been on a kick. Like, my girlfriend and I are watching Dragon Ball. And we're in the Demon King Piccolo saga, so it's just really fun to be playing this deck right now. If you guys are looking, I am looking for these alt arts, man. I'm looking for these alt arts. Need to buy them, but this deck is just really fun, and I haven't had that much fun playing a deck since I don't know what. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Check out Sensei's cell deck list. It's going to be in the description. And one more time for the people in the back, if you want to buy manga cards, manga booster set cards, or you want to keep an eye on future product, make sure you drop by Hyper Beam Card. That is my sponsor. They gave me my 6 boxes so that I could build this deck. And then on top of that, I just want to give a special shout out to my Patreon members, the Realm of Xers, the Galactic X Patrol, or the Galactic Patrols, the Universal or Extracrats, and then my Realm of Xers, my highest tier, which include the Dallas S's, the Bryce R's, the Christopher V's, the Big Daddy Flapjacks, the Brother Bears, the Burars. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I appreciate everybody that's watching these videos, and I will see you next time. Later.